Welcome to the Weingartz program. For this program, our group members are Marissa, Boshoff and Charné Weingartz for Physical Sciences, Ruan, Henning for History and Tourism, Arnu, Hollamby for Mathematics, Tayla, Minnaar for Dramatic Arts, and Carla for Business Studies.
As a well-resourced high school, we have the opportunity to enhance learners from an under-resourced school by using our subject knowledge. Along with our learners, we will be responsible for running the program. We as educators will only act as facilitators.
A mutual relationship will be formed between the host school and the under-resourced school. During this interaction, we will be able to provide and enhance the academic performance by combining our resources with theirs. A brief comparison is listed. As this is a mutual interaction, they are also able to add value to our cultural and intellectual capacity.
The problem that most schools in South Africa face is that schools are under-resourced, disadvantaged, neglected, has a lack of funding and resources not being maintained accordingly. It could be argued that the injustices of our country's past and the neglect from government could be to blame for the aforementioned. It is also prevalent that not all educators have the necessary knowledge on using specialized equipment that would assist the teaching of learners. In addition, due to the increased need of educators, it is evident that some educators are not properly trained in their respective subjects and subject knowledge.
During teaching practice, it became clear that there are wealth gaps between various schools in South Africa. At a sporting event between a well-resourced school and an underprivileged school, some of the learners became aware of the impact that the historical background has on our current education system.
This project will help learners to develop skills and allow them to improve the quality of life of others. It allows students to learn more about their personal motivations, practice academic material outside the context of the classroom, develop critical thinking skills while solving real-life problems, as well as to think about problems and social issues in new ways. Applying what they have learned in the classroom to the real world will benefit learners. This includes a better understanding of the value of teamwork, decision-making skills, development of leadership abilities, and the gain of practical skills. The Weingartz program will be divided between the following components: physical sciences, tourism and history, drama, business studies, and mathematics. The physical sciences will be divided between the theoretical and experimental aspects. Tourism will collaborate with the business studies in order to develop the budget, where mathematics will also be part of. The drama will collaborate with the history component.
In order to start the community project between the Weingartz program and the under-resourced school, an itinerary will need to be developed. Since the grade 11 tourism students of the Weingartz program will be focusing on tour planning as set out by the CAP syllabus, they will be responsible for developing the itinerary. Throughout this process, learners will be facilitated and guided by their tourism teachers. The itinerary will include the following: logistics, when and where and what time workshops and activities will take place. The learners will also have to organize the AUP campus tour. The aim would be to introduce learners from both schools to the different faculties and museums of the university, and to promote a sense of motivation for their future studies. The tourism learners will also work in a collaboration with the business studies learners to develop the budget and marketing strategies for the community project.
Business studies integrates with subjects such as economics, accounting, and mathematics. The grade 10 learners will have the knowledge of creating a marketing plan which consists of the 7 Ps. The learners will also have the necessary skills to compile a project budget. The grade 10 business studies learners will assist with doing the marketing for the play and compiling the budget for this project.
For the mathematics component, the grade 12 learners of the Weingartz program will assist the under-resourced school by providing mathematics classes to the learners. The learners from both schools will benefit as they work together to solve mathematics problems. In this way, the grade 12 learners of the Weingartz program will prepare for their final examinations, while the overall subject knowledge of the under-resourced school will improve. The learners will improve their social engagement skills and also learn a new language as the classes are provided bilingually. As the grade 11 learners are required to complete financial mathematics in the grade 11 academic year, they will work with the business studies learners to plan, develop, and implement a budget with regards to the McCart program.
The Physical Sciences department will be divided into the theoretical and experimental components. I will place focus on the experimental aspect of the grade 11 Physical Sciences learners from the McCart program, as well as from the under-resourced school. The learners from the McCart program will benefit from this experiment by tutoring the learners from the under-resourced school. The learners will build a better understanding as well as enhance and improve their content knowledge. The learners from the under-resourced school will also benefit from this experiment, as they will construct and improve their content knowledge. All the learners will improve their experimental knowledge through understanding how electromagnetism relates to real-life experiences. All the learners will be instructed to build an electromagnet, where the learners from the McCart program will use the knowledge of electromagnetism to form tutoring groups in order to teach the learners of the under-resourced school on how to build an electromagnet. I will only be there to facilitate the experiment to help learners if needed. The purpose of this experiment is to develop critical thinking in order for learners to construct the knowledge that a magnetic field exists near a current-carrying wire. This experimental aspect of the physical sciences components will be used as a baseline for the theoretical aspect of the physical sciences in order for learners to construct and understand the content knowledge of electromagnetism themselves.
The theoretical component of physical sciences will be linked directly with the experimental component. In the experimental component, the learners will build an electromagnet. This electromagnet will be used to explain the topic of electromagnetism to learners. The learners will form tutoring groups in which 4 to 5 learners from both schools will solve problems together and work through old question papers. This theoretical component of the program will improve learners' critical thinking, which can be applied to all other subjects involved in this program.
In collaboration with the drama department, history learners will help write and produce an informative and interactive play about the crisis of apartheid in the 1980s, as set out in the CAP syllabus. The aim is to incorporate both a historic component and theatre for development in order for learners to engage with topics and subjects they have otherwise not interacted with. Focus would be placed on the increasing social unrest in South Africa that swept through the country in the 1980s. Students will therefore conduct research in order to write the play and allow it to be historically correct and informative.
The drama learners will form a theatre for development production with the help of the history learners about an informative and interactive theatre engagement about apartheid in South Africa. Theatre for development is a participatory theatre practice which allows communities to write their own stories and perform in a drama based on the messages that emerge from the storytelling process. It is a practice which operates from their perspectives using their own language and idioms of expressions. In this way, theatre is domesticated to specific needs, taken over and shaped by community people. What they seek to demystify is the expert syndrome, which takes away agency from those at ground level that the programs and projects are intended for. This will be approached using workshop theatre. Workshop theatre consists of 6 steps, namely idea, research, improvisation, selection, and record. By the time of our project, the grade 10 drama learners have already been exposed to the concept of workshop theatre. Now they will combine it with theatre for development to form the production with the learners from the underprivileged school.
Our short-term goals are to improve McCart's programs, sport and culture, improve the under-resourced schools' academics, inspire learners from both schools to aim for the stars, and our long-term goals are as follows. Create a sustainable charitable program that will carry on for years to come, raise funds that will empower the under-resourced school, and raise funds for the program that will ensure its sustainability.
Hello!
Moet ek iets sê? Hi.
Hello. Hello.
Bye.
Bye.